Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran, and E3 is happening. E3 is booming, and I've been watching a lot of E3 through Lyric, one of my favorite streamers. I'm pretty excited for all the games coming out, whether they are for PC, whether they are for Sony PlayStation, Xbox, or whatever, or even Nintendo. Wii. I don't know. A lot of games coming out, and it's really cool seeing what are some of the games developers are creating. And while there's a lot of hype, a lot of love for all these new games, a lot of just good feelings around the world, there's also plenty amount of negativity. And you might be asking yourself, well, I play World of Warcraft. I don't really care too much for games from E3. How does it relate to me? And it does kind of come back to World of Warcraft. And anyway, so as all these games are coming out for E3, there's updates for Division, then there's Ubisoft's, they put out Ghost Recon and gameplay for that. Wildlands, I think, Ghost Recon Wildlands. Pretty cool game, seems like interesting stuff. There's a lot of stuff from PlayStation, there's a lot of stuff for Xbox, there's even NFL, Battlefield 1, Mass Effect Andromeda, and a plethora of trailers and games to yet be unveiled. But there's also a lot of negativity as those games are released. While there's a lot of excitement, like, oh, this could be a really good game, this could be the next big thing, there's also a lot of, like, naysayers. Or I guess the best way to call them is Negative Nancy. And I don't mean it in, like, a demeaning way, but it's just, like, there's so much negativity. Let me explain. Like, let's say we're talking about Ghost Recon and the Ghost Recon Wildlands. Somebody put it out, they put out the trailer, they put out the gameplay, and, like, how the game would be played. Yeah, there's a lot of people like, yeah, this is exciting. And then there's a good chunk of people that are like, man, this looks just like Division. This looks like this other game. This looks like this other game that's being done. Man, this just looks watered down. Man, this just looks so boring. Wow, the combat probably sucks. You know, I think the textures are going to be bad by the end of it. It's just like, the game isn't even released, and you're just like shitting on it like it's your personal toilet. What the fuck is wrong with you? I mean, come on. There's just, what? And also, what is this? So there's that kind of negativity, and it's happening to a lot of games. I'm not going to go tell you guys exactly what's happening. There's no point of talking about this negativity. I just want to say that it is there. And it also is there with World of Warcraft. And this is how I segue to World of Warcraft. Hey, just keeping up with me for a bit, and you'll see what I mean. Now, with World of Warcraft coming out really soon in terms of Legion, and the pre-patch coming out, and the actual game, and the beta being out, there's a lot of hype for the game, a lot of cool stuff coming out, lots of interesting ideas Blizzard is trying to put out, but there's also a lot of negativity. God, there's so much negativity, it's almost like it's a cool thing to do on the internet. Maybe it is, because it's the easier thing to do. Anyway, let me go on and explain what I mean with World of Warcraft and that negativity. So World of Warcraft is going to be coming out on 30th. The pre-patch is going to hit for about a month prior, and we're going to see just how many people come back to the game and how many people will play. Everybody is hoping this Legion is better than Warlords Jenner. While Warlords Jenner is by no means the greatest expansion ever, it's actually probably the worst expansion that we've seen in terms of content and in terms of, like, player numbers. But I don't really know why that should deter you from being excited about Legion. I think Legion is exciting. I think there's a lot of cool things happening in Legion. I think all the new ideas that they're coming out are great for the game, and whether I don't know if they're great or not, I just think that they might be, but we won't know until we implement them and then see how it goes. But there's so much just negativity from the start, it's just like shitting on it like crazy. Holy shit, dude. I mean, maybe it's just people are afraid and they think, oh, you know, what if it actually does suck? I better say it sucks now, so then if it does turn out it sucks, like, ha, I knew it. Or maybe it's like, what if I say it sucks now and it doesn't suck? Well, then, you know, it's a win-win situation. If I say it sucks and the game does end up sucking, it could be like, ha, I told you, because everybody in the world will care that you just told them. Or the game will actually be good and people will be like, oh, shit, never mind. And then they'll just go back to enjoying the game. I don't really know. I feel like the negativity is more like out of the fear of, hey man, what if I spend the money and it doesn't end up being a good product? And I don't know. Negativity is just, it's completely fine to be negative. It's completely okay to be skeptical. It's completely alright to question something. Question the validity, question the motive, question whatever you need to question. But I don't think there's negativity. I don't think negativity is a useful tool in most cases. How does being negative help you? Let's say, oh man, I think this game is going to suck. How does that negativity really help you? And that is a question I want to ask. I don't think negativity is helpful. I think it's just a defense mechanism of sorts for most people to, like, make sure that they're not, you know, disappointed. Because being disappointed sucks. Like, I remember when your parents would say, I'm really disappointed in you, Dalaran, and it sucked to be disappointed, but it sucks when somebody's disappointed in you, but it's also a pretty shitty feeling to be disappointed in someone else or be disappointed in something, like a video game company not really, not really accomplishing the goals that they promised to do, and then let's say like, oh, we'll have all these different features, and then they end up having only two, and those two features you didn't really care about, but you still paid the $50 for the game, and you feel like, oh man, that was a waste of money. That kind of sucked. I wish I could get it back. Maybe it's just one of those things. It's just a defense mechanism. And I just want to share you guys something my shop teacher from high school taught me way, way long ago, back in high school. He said there's two types of people out there. There's people that bitch and people that do. And that's just it. And it kind of makes sense. The world kind of does exist in that sense, in a certain case. There's people that do complain. And there's people that get shit done because of the complaints. And I feel like with a positive outlook, let's say like, I don't know, let's say Legion is a shitty expansion. And let's just imagine, pretend, and yeah, let's just dip our toes into negativity for a second. But just, this has a point. There is a point to this, trust me. So let's imagine if Legion is literally the worst expansion everyone has ever played. What if? There's going to be a negative approach to it, where it's going to have people talk about, oh, this is so bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, wah, 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 wah. And the positive approach for this is, yes, this might be an issue, point A. Point B could be done differently. Point C could be done differently. And here's how I could have done it. And then have discussion after that. Then have some other person give an opinion of how this could have been done. Give an opinion of that. Give another person an opinion of how it could have been done. And give it all that. And now you're coming up with a bunch of good ideas instead of dwelling on the negativity. You're talking about what could have been good and how things could have been better. How things could have been different to be positive. Rather than talking about, oh, this is negative, this is bad, I don't like it. So, because when you say, oh, this is bad, I don't like it. Okay, now what? What is the game developer supposed to do? Oh, I know exactly how you wanted it. I know exactly what you wanted out of the game. Yeah, let's do it. Let's yeah, I can read your mind, man. I don't know. But maybe I'm just overreacting. Maybe I'm just going too far. But it's just like, there's a lot of negativity when it comes to video games. So video games should be something fun. Video games should be something you're happy about. You come home from a long day of work, and you get to play some goddamn video games. Like, holy shit, dude. Goddamn video games. And that should be the last thing. The last thing that should be negative. Why would you? I mean, unless you're trying to come home and you're just here to bitch about video games. I'm here to play some goddamn video games. I mean, but maybe then, maybe I play video games for one reason. There's other people that play video game for a completely another reason. But to each is their own. My name is Dallin, talking about negativity and the hype, kind of like the core, the two sides of the story. And I want to hear your guys' thoughts. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry for no edited music.